Take a breath. Release that. And allow yourself to just be in the moment where we are localizing a cosmic celebration. Contemplate that the entire universe, the galaxies, the cosmos is celebrating, and in pure gratitude that it gets to participate in the realm of the divine. All of nature is grateful to exist, period, without any condition attached to it. And we, at our particular stage of evolving and evolution, can actually reflect upon our thoughts and think about what we're thinking about, and ultimately grow to the point where we can enter into the cosmic celebration, localize it without any concern about situations, people, places, and things and conditions, thus becoming the vibratory field that allows for conditions that are malleable, by the way, and vibrational, by the way, to begin to shift and change according to the vibration that we are carrying. In other words, you are some powerful beings. You are you have no idea how much power that is within your very being, that you can literally shape the conditions around you by shifting your vibration and coming into a dynamic level of coherence around the fundamental harmony of existence, that the power and the presence, which is never an absence, is everywhere in its fullness, is never separated from you, and that you now can absolutely choose to be aware of this, to come into a degree of awakening, so that in this lifetime, this incarnation can be dedicated to bringing so much light and luminosity through your countenance, through your touch, through your conversation, through your loving, through your giving, through your sharing, that you absolutely shift and change the very world that we're living in. This is partly what is meant about your incarnation, the opportunity of a lifetime. This is the end of this particular theme this month, but we've loaded and coded a lot of insights around this particular theme. We've come to a greater understanding that this incarnation is just that. It's an you've incarnated as a spiritual being. You chose to be here as a luminous spiritual being to incarnate and with living, to become living biology, a earthling, so to speak, that gets to reflect and to reveal all of the power of the universe through your life. You chose to be here, and you have begun to unravel. You are part of the people that are unraveling the superstitious thought and the belief systems around many incarnations to enlightenment. You've begun to unravel the superstitious thought about being good and dying and going to heaven. And I'm not saying be bad, unless you're going to be bad with two D's. You know what I'm saying? I'm bad. You know. But I like what Thoreau said. Somebody asked him, was he going to be good when he grows up? He said, no, I'm going to be good for something. And so we want to just not be good, because whose concept of good is good, you see? But we want to be good for something. We want that something to be the dynamic of the power and the presence and the love of God. So we're breaking through the superstitious thought and the old belief system of classical enlightenment, that you go after enlightenment through incarnation after incarnation after incarnation, because you're now giving up the thought form that you have a couple of lifetimes to throw away. You know, well, I'm going to incarnate many times. Let me blow this one. I'm going to take a vacation on earth. I'm going to come here and basically just shop till I drop. I'm just going to come here and participate in the fire sale, since the world is coming to an end anyway. You know, everything's going to be cheaper soon. No. No. You chose to be here as a luminous being having an incarnation to remember and to have a spiritual realization that in this incarnation you can break free from the limiting thought forms that beset human consciousness, that are loaded within the noosphere, the mental atmosphere of the planet, and begin to reveal your gifted nature on the planet. You have incarnated, and this particular lifetime is fraught with opportunities for you to unleash your giftedness. Oh, look to one of your neighbors and say, I've come to unleash my giftedness. Look to the neighbor on the other side and says, I've got gifts to give. I've got gifts to share. I've come to share my gifts and to change the world And that's the way it is. Give up a high five there. Touch and agree. Touch and agree. So that the luminous field of coherence that we are creating is about coming to a greater understanding that this incarnation is an opportunity of a lifetime, and we're not going to blow a lifetime. We're going to use the lifetime to embrace the idea that leads to a coherence around the fundamental harmony of our very existence. You have come to change the world in a magnificent and a mighty way. Now, you might be thinking from time to time, I'm just one little old singular manifestation of a cosmic destiny. I can't change the whole world. Now, we're not asking you to reach outside and to change the world in that fashion necessarily. We're coming to an understanding that you, as a holographic expression of the Most High, holography, meaning that the seeming part contains the whole. So you, as a seeming part, seeming is the key word. It's an appearance. You're at one with Almighty God, Almighty Presence, Almighty Love, and you are a singular manifestation of a cosmic destiny, a holographic expression of the Most High, which means all of it is in you. All of it is you. You're not separated. So that when you have an insight, a revelation, an aha, when you make a choice for the better, when you seek the own evolution of your own soul because of your holographic connection with all of life, you begin to change the very noosphere, the very mental atmosphere of the planet based on your interior awareness being flooded with the light of your latest insight. So you don't have to rush out and change the world necessarily unless that's a part of the compelling right action that you are a part of. As you begin to come to an understanding of who you are, the world changes because the world is the conglomeration and condensation of thought forms and agreements. And when you begin to break the inner agreement of mediocrity and separation within yourself, you begin to shift the vibration of the planet, and worlds tumble that no longer can stand the heat and the vibratory frequency of that which is real and that which is true and that which is forever. Your lifetime, this incarnation, is an opportunity of a lifetime that you're now embracing as a matter of truth as we come to a greater understanding of this sacred truth. Not only are you a holographic expression of the Most High and that you change the world from within inside out, but you begin to have a greater awareness, and science is beginning to corroborate this, that you're coming to a greater understanding of your oneness with God. The thoughts that emanate from that dynamic, the thoughts that emanate from that insight, as we talked a little bit about at the meditation retreat, have a greater feel. They're more magnified than a thought that emanates from a sense of scarcity and fear and the separation. Therefore, as the old statement would indicate, one with God is a majority. One with God is a majority. That one being operating, living from the dynamic of oneness, compassion, love, kindness, generosity, beauty, circulating of gifts, is more powerful than hundreds and thousands of people that are operating from the vibratory frequency of fear. So here's the deal. You're in this particular teaching, in this particular spiritual community that is embracing the singular idea of having a spiritual realization of our oneness with God. Another word of that is enlightenment. And that means that you are falling into a dynamic of what is called a minority. Most people don't wake up and say to themselves, I want a realization of my oneness with God. I want to be enlightened. The majority of people are operating under a survival issue. They want survival and safety. They want some description of success in their life. They're operating oftentimes from an acquisitive appetite. They want to get more things and more stuff. Nothing wrong with that at all. But from an evolutionary context, the minority of people are actually waking up every day and saying, you know what? I want to realize my oneness with God. That's my most important motivation of my day. Now, Because of that, because of what I just said earlier, that one with God is a majority, the minority of individuals that are holding the space for their enlightenment is shifting the course of human history. For as Margaret Mead reminded us, in terms of the fact that a small group of people have always changed the world, you're in that small dynamic of individuals that are holding true to the thought that this lifetime is important. It is for your enlightenment. It is for your realization of oneness. You are changing the world because the small group of people, the few million on the planet that are holding that space is more powerful in terms of a thought amplitude than millions and millions and millions of people that are holding fast to a survival consciousness. So you are important. You're significant. You're on the leading edge of the evolution of our species, our society, to birth a kind and just global society. Look at your neighbor and say, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Do you believe that? Yes, I do. I'm in that number. And so this is an opportunity of a lifetime. You have heard the Dharma. You've heard the truth. And as the Gautama the Buddha indicated, once you hear the truth, your enlightenment is certain. Once you hear it, and then you become interested, and then you develop a practice, your soul will be set free. And you will be in the dynamic of creating a kind and just global society. You will be in the dynamic of opening up your heart and allowing compassion to be normalized as a way of being on the planet. Now, as the topic would indicate, we're moving from Dreamland to Redeemland. It's time to wake up. And as the individuals that were with us over the weekend, we've come to a greater understanding that the majority of people are dreaming. Ricky and I wrote a song, a Genesis, that talks about the fact that we're walking asleep, dreaming that we are awake. Now, individuals are dreaming a dream of separation at times and are getting lost in the dream and are seeking to move things around in the dream, are seeking to invite the presence of God to come down and to change things in their dream. But from the enlightened technology context, what we're seeking to do is wake up from the dream of separation and come to a realization that all of life, all of beauty, all of joy is here. It is for us and never against us. And so you are moving from Dreamland to Redeemland. What does that mean? Energy can never be created or destroyed. It is constantly being redeemed. There's a grand redemption going on with your soul, your subjective tendencies, the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings and the perceptions and the beliefs and the experiences. They're constantly being redeemed. And when you can embrace them and observe them and establish yourself in a divine intentionality of waking up, those thoughts are redeemed and transmuted into a higher frequency so that you come out of the dream and you begin to redeem the thought forms and wake up to a greater possibility of your soul singing the song of celebration that's going on everywhere. Now you are the individuals that know that you're dreaming. And so that's a powerful thing. In other words, you're just like the beings, perhaps yourself, that goes to a movie theater. You pay a degree of currency to step into the dark theater. Someone has written the script. Someone is directing it. Someone's acting in it. And based on how good their particular craft is, you can get caught up in that dream. And you'll feel the suspense. You'll feel the drama. You'll feel the laughter and the humor and the sadness and all of that for a few dollars. And you come out a couple of hours later and you realize, oh, yes, that was just a movie. Well, the enlightened know that this is just a movie. They know that this is a dream of separation, of doubt and worry and fear. And it's all manner of things going on. And it's individuals dreaming a collective dream of materialism, a collective dream of acquisitiveness, a collective dream of separation. And when you know you're in the dream, you do not waste your time trying to get God to change the film on the projector. No, you use your time to wake up. You wake up. What does that mean? Every single one of you has had a moment when you were sleeping. And in that moment, you realized that you had an appointment in the course of that day. You needed to wake up at a particular period of time, and you did not set your alarm. And as you were dreaming, you began to wake up in the dream. You said, oh, I've got to wake up. And shortly after, you began to arouse yourself from your sleeping, and you woke up. You said, oh, that was a dream. In the same sense, we're in this dream together. Individuals are dreaming, separation, lack, limitation, fear, doubt, worry, bigotry, phobia, all kinds of stuff. And now you're saying to yourself through your prayer, your spiritual practice, your life visioning, your meditation, you're giving yourself a signal to wake up. I want to wake up from this. This is, what the Gautama the Buddha said when they asked him why he was so special. He said, no, I'm awake. You see, Jesus, I'm awake. Zoroaster, I'm awake. Walter Russell, I'm awake. George Washington Carver, I'm awake. Begin to wake up. Oh my God, I was dreaming. The dream of separation and scarcity and lack. So much fear, doubt, worry. Oh my God, I was dreaming. So we come from dreamland to redeem land. We redeem those thoughts, redeem those perceptions, transmute them to a higher frequency by observation with a baseline of motivation to wake up and embracing, so that there's a constant transformation taking place. Now, here's the deal. Everywhere you go, there is a classroom for you. Everywhere you go, our group soul has created a classroom for our edification. And it is, and you've got some classes that are particularly designed for you and your temperament. And you know what I'm talking about. As I talked about a little bit on Wednesday night, there's a great classroom. And for those of you not necessarily living in Los Angeles, you may not know about this particular classroom, but you probably have your experience of it where you live, unless you're living in a rural place, and there's other things for you. But there's a great classroom called the 405. And interestingly enough, it's a 405. 4 and 5 is the number 9. 9 is the number of completion. So the group soul has designed this particular numerological educational device so we can complete this particular experience and step into the next realm of our unfolding. And so the 405 gives you all kinds of time for practice, for redemption. First of all, you get stuck. You can't move. And so you see all the thoughts that are going through your mind that particular time. Oh my God, I'm going to be late. Look at all these people, they can't drive. I'm the greatest driver in the world. What are they all doing out of here? You notice your elitism. You know how right you are. You notice how wrong everybody is. You notice your self-judgment. You notice your impatience. All of that is right there on the screen of the 405, created for your temperament, just for you. And then you notice the stuff that you're embarrassed about. You start looking at people cut in front of you, and you start talking about their ancestry. You know what I mean? And you would never say such things in public. But suddenly, all of these people, where did they learn how to drive? Where did they get their license? And so you get to look at all these thoughts emerging in the field of classroom 405. Sometimes it's La Cienega. Sometimes it's La Brea. Sometimes it's the 10. But you look at your thoughts, and now you get to take a breath, and you get to observe, and you get to redeem those thoughts. You get to transmute them into a higher frequency. And you get to burst open into an awareness that something begins to touch your heart, and it starts to come on through. It's called compassion. And then you begin to see, all these people are trying to get to where they want to go too. They want to get there safe and sound. They want to get there on time too. Oh my God, they're just like me. Oh my God, they're just like me. Compassion breaks open. And you begin to see, oh my God, there's just one mind operating all these cars. It's not a lot of separate people with ancestries that we need to curse. We're all connected to the one God, the one power, the one presence, all trying to get to where we want to go safely. And then compassion begins to emanate from our being. And we give thanks for the wonderful classroom. And we discover that we keep on having the same lessons over and over and over again until we pass the class through redemption. The grand redemption takes place. And then now we're in a sea of love. I remember I was in Santa Monica about a year or two ago, and I was coming down Olympic at the wrong time. Well, it was the right time, but there was so much traffic. I was trying to get home before I went back to Agape on a Wednesday night, and I went into a cosmic awareness, and it was like, wow, I was in love with everybody around me. I didn't care how long we were in traffic. We could have turned it into a big parking lot. I didn't care. It's like, wow, these are all my brothers and sisters. We're all just here in love. And God, it was beautiful. Everything was shining, animate, inanimate. God, it was flow. It was like, wow. Well, we get to keep redeeming those thoughts until we realize, oh my God, as we talked about at the meditation retreat, oh my God, I've arrived. I'm here. I'm with myself. I'm here. I'm here. Now I understand what Jesus meant. The kingdom of heaven is at hand now. It's not in the next lifetime. It's not when I shed the body temple. The realm of ever-expanding good is a thought away. It's right here. Love and peace and joy and wisdom and harmony. Oh, what a grand class this is. Now I'm waking up from the dream of anxiety, fitfulness, worry, separation, acquisitiveness. I'm here in heaven now. Oh my God, this is beautiful. And so we're all a part of the grand redemption, moving from Dreamland to Redeemland. Time to wake up. And then that extension of compassion is so very, very important. You know, we saw the video acknowledging and giving birthday greetings to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which he partly championed the vibratory frequency of the word compassion, as I indicated in the book Spiritual Liberation, so that as a society we can begin to grow from the John Wayne swagger to the Dalai Lama smile, you see. And we're evolving to that point. But compassion is not just for the people we like. And compassion is just not for the people that agree with us. Compassion is just not for our kin. It's just not for, those who see life from the point of view that we see it. With a great landmark, wonderful law that was passed by the Supreme Court, celebrating equality for marriage for all people. With the wonderful embracing of the Affordable Care Act, otherwise it was Obamacare. It was interesting just on those two notes, because as we were very, very seldom, we were talking about it in the practitioner group, the joke is, the law doesn't say you have to marry a gay person. All the people are scared. I don't want to marry a gay person. You don't have to unless you're gay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's scared of the law. Oh my God, they're attacking marriage. They never attacked my marriage. Anyway, listen, a little fun. But here's the deal. There are people that are frightened about the movement of progress that's happening in the world. Frightened people holding on to their Confederate flags. I'm not going to give it up. There are people frightened about Obamacare. There was a Republican senator that got busted recently, totally standing against Obamacare, saying it was going to tear down the entire nation, bankrupt the nation. And his family was on it. His wife and kids were on it, on the Affordable Care Act, because it was, and the cameras got to him. They were asking, well, you've been, standing up against this, and your whole family's on it, even your mother. I have to investigate this. Really? You're going to have to investigate how your entire family got on Obamacare. But here's the deal. There are many people that are frightened about the changes. And so as my colleague, Reverend Deborah Johnson, likes to say, and Dr. King said this very eloquently as well, our role from the state of compassion is to mend fences while we're building bridges. So we don't stand up in some kind of elitist consciousness, we've won something and we're right and they're wrong. We have a level of compassion that mends fences because people are frightened. They're afraid. There's a world that is emerging and changing even as we speak. And so we're going to have to be big enough to embrace individuals that don't think the way we do. Individuals that hate us. Individuals that think we've lost our mind. Just as you go back 20 or 30 years ago, people had to whisper about meditation. You know, what are you doing? I'm going to a meditation retreat. What? Shh. I'm going to a meditation retreat. You're going to sit around and do nothing for 2 or 3 days? Oh man, you crazy. We're going to eat vegan food. What? You're going to go 2 or 3 days with no meat? You're going to die! How we have evolved, you see. And so we allow the consciousness of compassion as we're redeeming our own thoughts of separation, redeeming the thoughts of elitism and being right, redeeming the thoughts right there on the 405 of being right and all the things that come up. The grand redemption takes place. And the thought forms, which is a form of energy, a mental energy, gets transmuted into a higher frequency, and we're born again. This is the real born again. We're born again into a higher frequency of light and love, and now we can embrace. And the newest sphere is tinged with a light and a love and a joy that embraces all beings. Wherever a being is in their state of evolution, we hold them as our brother and sister. Hold them as our brother and sister. Because who knows? We may be holding on to something now that's very normal that we'll discover 10 years from now we were way off. That we were myopic. We were limited in our perception. We didn't know that we didn't know. See? So though we're celebrating landmark cases, yes, it's time to celebrate. Yes, it is. At the same time, celebration without separation. Celebration without separation. Compassion. Even when it's hard. Even when you're being attacked. You know, the blogosphere and the Facebook, full of attacks. At times, and people holding on to old paradigms, and don't fight back. Release a prayer. State your point of view, but state it to the best of your ability by embracing, loving. Because the kind and just global society will not be built on hate and self-righteousness. It will not. This is all vibration. The civil rights movement was built upon love of the so-called enemy and turned the so-called enemy into a friend. Built upon oneness. So we're a part of a redemption, the grand redemptive nature of our being. Shifting the world by shifting our inner perception. So that we can be free. Oh, liberated. Moment by moment by moment. Join with me for a moment as we did at the retreat. Take a deep breath. Spin the breath right there. Just suspend. It means hold it a little bit. Take a little bit more air in. Put the tongue, the roof of the mouth, a little bit behind the roof of the mouth. Let it hang a little bit. And feel that you've arrived at peace. Now release. Say, I've arrived. I'm here. I'm now. Again, take a breath. Tongue at the roof, a little bit back. Feel that you've arrived. Feel that all is well. Feel that your need is met. Feel that the universe is for you. Release. Say, I've arrived. Let's do it one more time. Deep breath. A little bit more. A little bit more. Feel your arrival. You're here. You're not trying to get anywhere. You're here. Tongue at the roof of your mouth. Nervous system being acclimated to a higher frequency. Release. I've arrived. I'm here. I'm now. What's beginning to seep in right now is that the universe is for you and not against you, and that it is friendly. It is the outpicturing of the elegance of the mind of God. What if you woke up every single day with the feeling tone that the entire universe is behind you, that the entire universe is on your side, that the entire universe, what if you woke up that way instead of, oh my God, I have to contend with these personalities. I got to contend with these obstacles. I got to contend with those people and those situations. What if you woke up with the feeling tone that the entire universe is for you and that there's nothing against you? What if you woke up with the awareness that you're so loved and appreciated by the presence of God that you can fall deeply in love with yourself? You would outpicture not obstacles. You would outpicture ways to transmute and transcend anything that appears to be coming against you. You would walk in the awareness of a friendly God, a friendly universe, a friendly world. You would be living from the inside out, Stephanie. You would be living from the inside out and proclaiming that this is the appointed hour. This is the moment. This is the day of the great redemption. Oh, when polarities are rising up into the light. When individuals of fear are rising up and individuals of goodwill are rising up, and there appears to be a clashing of worlds, it just simply means that everything is coming into the light to be redeemed, baby. That which was hidden, like the senator's family on Obamacare, that which is hidden is coming into the light so that it can be redeemed and transmuted to a higher frequency. This is the day and the times we've been waiting for. This is the moments we've been waiting for, when everything seems to be falling apart and the new world is rising at the same time. Oh, this is our moment to be a part of the great redemptive power of God, transmuting anything that's not in the fundamental harmony with the universe. Oh, it's gonna change, baby. It's gonna dissolve. Oh, in God consciousness, all problems dissolve. Oh, particularly when we resolve to evolve. Oh, let's pray together this morning. And so much has been sung today. So much has been read about today. The sacred silence has invaded our heart. Chanting has occurred. You've looked into each other's eyes and you saw the presence of God. Equality is now for everybody, not just for some. We've evolved where people of color can vote, women have equal rights, our gay brothers and sisters now have a level of equality. Always did in the mind of God, by the way. But now society is catching up to the purview of the infinite. Society is just catching up to the purview of divine mind. It's always been. Now it's a part of the law of the land. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful day. Beautiful moment. Celebration without separation. And so we stand in this awareness and we give thanks right now, right here, that all of the power and all of the presence and all of the love that there is our very life into being. And without any sense of separation or hesitation whatsoever, we embrace the great possibility that our soul is whole. We invite the great possibility that wholeness and well-being is the order of our day. That every organ, every action, every function of our body temple is made every whit whole. Our mental body is clear. Our emotional body is pure. The body of our affairs now reflecting and revealing the fundamental order of existence itself. Oh, in this high frequency, I want you to claim that your needs are met right now. Give up the worry, the doubt, and the fear. Say it with me right now. All of my needs are met. I am truly loved by the presence. All of my needs are met. I am loved by the presence. Oh, with this sinking into our nervous system, our neurovegetative system is now vibrating with wholeness. Oh my God, our immune system is at an all-time high. The coherence of our brain is functioning and communicating powerfully. We can declare and decree a thing and watch it manifest because there is nothing in us that would deny our own wholeness. Let there be light. Let there be love. Let there be joy. Let there be wisdom. Let there be harmony. Let there be wholeness. Let there be prosperity. Let there be well-being. Let there be equality. Let there be joy. Oh, let there be health and harmony and wholeness in every area of our life and in every area of our global society. Let there be. Let there be. Let there be. Let there be God in our hearts and in our souls. Let it happen now. Let it happen now. And when and where? Let it happen through us now. Let it happen through us right now. Celebration without separation. Let it happen. Let it happen through us, as us, through us, as us, through us, as us. Shine your light. Oh! Take the hand of the person next to you. Woo! Shine your light. Shine your light. Shine your light. Shine your light. Another day that's appearing. Another way you are feeling. Another journey that is bringing us closer to shine, shine your light, shine, shine, another new day now arise. Sing that with the choir. Shine your light. Honor the old ways that are dying. Oh, honor the journey that is bringing us higher to shine, shine, shine your light. Shine your light. There it is. Keep singing, shine your light. There are individuals that we're holding in prayer. We're shining our healing light where these individuals are concerned.